Good morning, you
Good
guys.
morning. Buenos
Rise and
dias.
shine. We're back at it. You're recovering addicts winning, and we are working step 7 today.
Out of your book here.
NA, yes, NA Anonymous. As always, we are going to start with the Serenity Prayer. Let's handle it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
And if you ain't got a shirt, get one, all right?
Amen. Recovering addicts winning. 100% of all the profit does go to bringing awareness back into these streets and helping these kids know that there's a better life.
Yes.
All right. So last week, what did we work on, babe?
It was step 6. We were entirely ready to have God remove all the defects of character. And those defects of character were...
our shortcomings.
Our old things that we were holding on to. The things that we couldn't let go because we felt like in our old lifestyle and that active addiction, those were the things that kept us alive. Those were the things that kept us on survival mode. And, you know, living in the streets, living in that lifestyle, it's dog-eat-dog world out there. And so we had those things that we relied on and that were detrimental to our life out there. But that's not you no more. That's not part of our life anymore. So we have to learn to let go of those things, because without letting go of that, there is no growth. There is no new lifestyle. Those things, like those damn weeds I was talking about last week, they will keep coming back out, man. You got to get deep up in there from the root, take them out, and dispose of that shit. And so until you're ready to do that, until you're able to do that, they're going to keep coming back. And that relapse is going to keep coming back in your life until you take care of those things. Get rid of them.
Yes,
all right?
yes.
So step 7 now.
Well, before we move on, for anybody who doesn't know, this is my sister Jessica.
Hi.
She is she's an entrepreneur, Zumba queen, nanny, great mom, very inspirational person, and we love her. And
she's gonna have a new website, so y'all could follow that on there. She was gonna steal my bug.
There's enough to go around, okay?
Yes. So, okay, all right. With that, step 7, we humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. So last week we're ready for him to remove it. This week we're asking for that. Character defects or shortcomings are those things that cause us pain and misery all of our lives. If they contribute to our health and our happiness, we would not have come to such a state of desperation. We had to become ready to have God, as we understood him, remove these defects. Having decided that we wanted God to relieve us of this useless, destructive aspect of our personality, we have arrived at the 7th step. We couldn't handle the ordeal of life all by ourselves. It wasn't until we made a real mess of our lives that we realized we couldn't do it alone. By admitting this, we achieved a glimpse of humility. This is the main ingredient of step 7. Humility is a result of getting honest with ourselves. We have practiced being honest since step 1. We accept our addiction and our powerlessness. We found a strength beyond ourselves and learned to rely on it. We examined our lives and discovered who we really are. To be truly humble is to accept and honestly try to be ourselves. None of us is perfectly good or perfectly bad.
Amen.
We are people who have assets and liabilities. Most of all, we are human. Let's touch on that.
All right. I think that it touched 3 topics right there. First of all, the God as you understand him. We're not asking you to follow Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever your higher power may be, whether it's your group of support, whatever it may be, but it has to be, the book strictly says it's something that is
greater than ourselves,
something that you can, an eternal loving God, whether it's the nature, whether it's animals, whatever it may be, but you have to have something that's greater than yourself. All right, because all those things that we had before, our children, our family, our loved one, our partner, that shit didn't work. Because we've tried time after time and it didn't work.
And not only that, but in situations where you're looking at another person as your higher power,
another person will always let you down.
They'll always let you down, and when they fall off, 9 times out of 10, you'll end up falling off.
Roller coaster with that motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, it's contagious. I like the part where it said, none of us is perfectly good or perfectly bad. we made some pretty fucked up decisions in our addiction, but that doesn't have any hold on who we can be in our recovery. You know, we weren't born to be bad people. We weren't born to be addicts. We weren't born for the decisions that we made in our addiction. And we have every opportunity to be good, you know, and it doesn't mean that we have to be perfect, but it does mean that we have to try every day, one day at a time, to make better decisions than we did prior to that.
So, yeah, so that goes with maybe some of us didn't have a say in our addiction. You know what I mean? It was overnight. It started off as a little party at a little get together or something, right? And then that addiction became out of control. All right, so you weren't responsible for that, right? But the outcome of that, it is a disease that we have, okay? We have a disease, and it's called addiction. And that is treatable. So when it comes to treatment, just like any other addiction, whether it's cancer, whether it's whatever a disease is, there's always a treatment, and that is your responsibility. Mm-hmm. You are responsible for your treatment and for your recovery.
Kind of like when they give you like antibiotics, you know, when you have an infection or whatnot, they tell you to take the whole bottle.
Oh.
Because if you don't take the whole bottle, you're not going to get the whole effect of it. Your body will end up building an immunity to that antibiotic, and come next time that you may need it, it's not going to work as it was supposed to, because your body's already immune to it. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you took the whole bottle, you're able to get the full effect of it, and it's able to heal you, and it's able to start fixing the inside, you know. And I feel like it's a good way to look at recovery. You want to get the whole experience. You want to remove all those defects. You want to be completely honest and completely open to this, and take the whole bottle of recovery, you know, so that you could get the whole effect.
Wouldn't that be cool if recovery just came in a bottle, you could just take it and you'd be good?
Right? Or if it was a pill, like, pop it, you know what I mean?
Infection done.
Character defects right there.
Yeah. Done.
Okay.
All right, well, another thing, though, that touched on was humility.
Yes.
Because they say that's the key to step number 7. Humbleness, being meek. And because the opposite of that would be your ego. Mm-hmm. And we found out today the definition of ego could be broken down to
edging God out.
Yes.
Okay? Because our ego is when we take control of our life. And I know for me, when I have control of my life, that shit ain't never worked.
Watch out now.
Because my ego thinks I know what I'm doing, and I don't. When I'm humble, I'm able to ask for help.
Right.
To my higher power, to my loved ones, to my support group. And I don't have control of it because I know where I'm going to lead. So humbleness is a big step and a big key factor to doing step 7.
What about you?
Ego?
Or just paragraph period?
I like the none of us are perfectly good or perfectly bad. Yes. Because, I mean, everybody, I've never suffered from addiction myself. I've been affected by it. But just in life myself, like, we're not perfectly good and we're not perfectly bad. Like, I've made decisions both ways, and that doesn't define who I am today, nor who I am stepping forward each and every second of this day or next day or year or whatever. Each day I'm planting that seed, and I get to choose, just like everybody else and people struggling with addiction. You get to choose each day what step you're stepping in, that good, that bad, and it doesn't define you, even if the next step is bad, you know. That's what I like. We're not defined by the good or the bad. We're not perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think that as you grow more mature in your recovery, you learn to accept all these obstacles that we did have in our life. We can sit back and look at them and take it as a learned experience, you know, because every day we're gonna bump into situations. Every day we're gonna have obstacles in our life. But if you take those obstacles and turn them into something positive and a learning experience, guess what? You don't have to keep reliving that same fucking mistake again.
Right.
You grow on to different mistakes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you have a different mistake, that shows growth.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So it says, humility is as much as a part of staying clean as food and water. Ooh.
Right.
are to staying alive. Let's read that again. Humility is as much a part of staying clean as food and water are to staying alive.
Damn.
Amen.
I saw, just recap, I saw a quote, and it said, if you want success as much as you want to breathe, you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll succeed. Mm-hmm. And that's powerful. That's powerful. You know, humility is food and water to our recovery.
Yes.
As our addiction progresses.
Wait, let me touch on that. Now, success, okay? When it comes to success, I don't think they're saying like, okay, well, I'm going to be president, okay?
You could be. You could be anything you want to be.
No,
my mama said.
I can't do that. Right? But
you know what? Be a president of your own business.
Yeah.
But let's keep those success goals reasonable. Let's keep them achievable. Because when you set your goal too high and you don't reach it, guess what? You feel like you failed. You feel like you came up short. And that, again, is leading you back to your old character defects. Set goals that are achievable, that are realistic. And once you achieve that, set it a little higher after that. But take your steps and do it the right way.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just touch on that one.
Touching.
If you do have a big goal, something that maybe in the beginning of your recovery, you feel like, there's no way I could get there, right? Mm-hmm. And that's you mentally mind fucking yourself, right?
True.
Now I get it, set it reasonable. But if you do have that little thought in your head that, you know, I do want to be a president, maybe not of the United States, but a president of, you know, my own business, or a president of our organization, or a president, whatever it may be, like just that big goal, okay? Let's not get too much on the president part, but just a big goal. Have that, yeah. But then also make little milestones in between that are achievable, because like Louise said, it's gonna build up, and you're gonna get there eventually. And because you have that mindset to get there, there's nothing stopping you. And so if you set the little stepping stones in between, eventually you'll get there.
Everything
so
is
don't think that nothing is impossible, right? The whole possible is impossible.
Yes. I am possible.
There you go. There you are. All right. Okay, now can we go?
Yes.
Okay.
So the point of that was that there's a way to set goals. You got a short-term goal and you got a long-term goal.
Yeah.
Short-term goal.
Set up,
brush your teeth.
So you know, but you have a way of doing it.
Long term, we're gonna be president.
Okay. So it says, as our addiction progresses, we devoted our energy towards satisfying and our material desires. All other needs were beyond our reach. We always wanted gratification of our basic desires. The 7th step is an action step. It is time to ask God for help and relief. We have to understand that our way of thinking is not the only way. Yes. Other people can give us direction.
Yes.
When someone points out our shortcomings, our first reaction may be defensive. True. We must realize that we are not perfect. There's always room for growth. Always room for growth. If we truly want to be free, we will take a good look at the input of our fellow addicts. If our shortcomings we discover are real and we have a chance to be rid of them, we will surely experience a sense of well-being. Okay? Okay. Some will want to get on their knees for this step. Some will be very quiet. Others will put forth a great emotional effort and show intense willingness. The word humble applies because we are approaching this power greater than ourselves to ask to be for the freedom to live without limitations of our past ways. Ooh,
all right, so is that the end of the paragraph? No? Okay, keep going.
Many of us are willing to work this step with reservation on pure blind faith because we are sick of what we are doing and how we are feeling. Whatever works, we go all the way. That was deep. That was hella deep.
So look, let me touch up on this. I don't know about y'all, but I love living my life transparent, okay? And that's something that just began February 5th. it was introduced to me to live a transparent life. Let my body be a window. Okay, you can see inside because I have nothing to hide. I don't lie anymore. I don't keep secrets anymore. I live my life as to the best of my ability. Okay, and I'm now I can honestly say I'm a man of integrity. Okay, because I do right even when no one's watching. I always see these quotes about, oh, behind my back, be whatever the quote is. Okay, I love my wife even when she's not around. I love my kids. I live my life where nobody could tell me anything, okay? Because I know I'm doing the next right thing.
Right.
And that is the best feeling ever. Because when something does pop up, like it says, your past, okay, let's talk about it. Let's figure this out because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. So let's deal with this issue. And that was all because of this 12-step program that I was able to live that life and recognize that living a transparent life is the best way to live. You don't have to worry about what the fuck did I lie about? What are they talking about? No, you know exactly what the fuck's going on in your life.
Yes.
Okay? So living a transparent life, and that was only achievable because I was humble enough to say, okay, I do have a problem. Okay, I do have character defects. I do have an addiction. Okay? And once I was able to accept that and humbly ask God, take these shortcomings away. I want to be a better man. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good father. And guess what? God granted me the desires of my heart. And so that was achievable because of this. Yeah, and then some.
Yeah.
And then some. That's the beauty of this, you know, like everything you think you want for yourself, you not only get that when you put your whole heart into this, but it's multiplied beyond your wildest imagination.
Fuck, I used to hear dudes go into this program and be like, man, I've been clean for a year. I got a house. I've been clean for 2 years. I got a house. I got a boat. I used to be like, fuck, man. Like, and they were always talking about how they wanted just a clean life, and God gave them all this other stuff. Right. And I used to be like, fuck, right? And I used to be like, man, is that possible? And I was like, well, why not? Let's try it, right? But even though, like I said, everybody's success is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course, we all want the house, we all want the boat, we all want the car. But you know what? I take pride in the little things. You know, like, fuck, yes, I was able to take my kids to a farm and let them go horseback riding. And goddamn, that felt like I just bought a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that really did. Seeing both of my kids happy.
Yeah.
And you know what? That came from being a recovering addict winning. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's like, there's no stigma here, man. Like, I'm living my best life, even if I don't have all the things that I have yet. But I know I'm exactly where God wants me to be. You know?
Yes. This is our road to spiritual growth. We change every day. We gradually and carefully pull ourselves out of isolation and loneliness of our addiction and into the mainstream of life. This growth is not the result of wishing, but of action and prayer. Let's say that again. Action and prayer.
Why does there need to be action with prayer?
Because, I mean, you could pray and have faith that God's going to do it, but you still have to make the next best decision. You still have to get up and put your feet on that ground and work for what you want. Straight up, like no if and buts about it. He's going to provide a way. He's going to open that door. He's going to open that window if need be. But you have to crawl through the window. You have to walk through the door. You have to.
We don't crawl through windows no more. Character defects again. Fuck.
No, I meant like size wise. Like a door is a big blessing, right? And a window maybe a small blessing, but it's still a blessing. And once we recognize those blessings for what they are and accept them and be blessed in those blessings, we're able to move forward. You know, we're able to see it for what it is.
What do you think?
I think that's true. I mean, even if it's like
Pray
a doggy
action.
window.
Pray without action.
Doggy window. This bitch is
Crawl
gonna go
through
in the doggy window.
Prayer without action. I mean, you're praying. God hears you. God knows you. He made you, you know, or, I mean, that's what I believe. Not everybody believes that, but, you know, he sees what we're doing. So before we even pray and ask for that forgiveness and talk about, you know, what we need to, you know, move forward on, he already knows. He just wants you to open your heart and your intentions, and your action behind that is what he sees, and he blesses you with the small little smiles on your faces, and then even bigger, your house, or 3 or 5, you know. So action is important.
Or becoming president.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the last video.
Yeah. No.
Hey, so I think they say prayer without action is dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you could pray for anything you want. All right? God's going to hear it. But if he don't see you reinforcing that thought with an action, he can't just... I mean, he could do whatever he wants, right? But what I'm saying is that he has to see some effort behind it.
Yeah.
He has to see some effort behind it. So when it comes to your recovery, you can say, I want it. But you ain't doing shit about it.
Right.
You ain't going to achieve it. To be honest with you.
Yes.
I mean, those sugarcoat shit, just fucking, if you want it, like you said, you're going to get it. And you're going to go to any means to achieve it and to get it.
Right.
Even if it means cutting people out of your life, even if it means loving people from afar,
Right.
whatever it may be, but you're going to do whatever it takes. It says by any means necessary, you're going to receive recovery.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so where am I? Sharing with other recovering addicts will help us to avoid becoming morbidly serious about ourselves. Accepting the defects of others can help us become humble and pave the way to our own defects to be relieved. God often works through those who care enough about recovery to help make us aware of our shortcomings.
You're still making it.
We have noticed that humility plays a big part in this program and our new way of life. We take inventory. We become ready to let God remove our defects of character. We humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. This is our road to spiritual growth, and we want to continue. We are ready for step 8.
Okay.
That was good.
So it touched up on spirituality and about humbleness again before it ended. Okay, so it's very important that we realize that spirituality plays a big role in our recovery.
Yes.
Because, and as well, let me touch on the speaking to our fellow recovering addicts, okay? Because they've been through what we've been through. Some of them are more seasoned in this game than we have. And they have words that we might need to hear that day that we're struggling.
Yes.
So don't keep it inside. Don't isolate yourself. You know what I mean? Reach out when you're going through some shit. Say, I need help right now. I need help. And guess what? There's going to be somebody there, whether it's through a text message or phone call, whatever. But when you put yourself out there and say, I'm going through some shit right now, there's somebody out there that's been through that shit already, man. And they're there to help because recovery was given to all of us freely, okay? And the same way we're going to share it freely. But we can't read your mind and know that you're going through some shit if you don't say, I need help.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy to put a face on and say, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I got this.
And inside,
you're struggling. You need that help. It's hard to ask for help. You
that's
know?
why humbleness is.
It is. Yeah. Because you can reach out and say, hey, sis, I'm struggling. Hey, brother, I need you. Like, you know, I know that I'm strong, but today I need somebody to hold my hand. I need somebody to love on me because it's hard.
Yeah. And then that's when that other person steps in with something that they could relate to with your situation, or if not, just words of encouragement and love and support. And that's what it is. That's all. That's what this fellowship is about, is that we don't have to do it alone. There is somebody out there that can relate to us, and if not, just love us through our growing process, our spiritual growth.
Right.
But when you take control of your life and you let that ego be in your ear, you ain't going to ask for help. You're going to think, I got this. I ain't going to show weakness. And that's your ego talking to you, man. Block that shit out. Remember, that's a character defect. And it's edging God away, and it's edging your brothers and sisters away.
Right.
So don't do that.
Nope.
Bring it back in and come back to us and continue walking with us. Recovering Addicts Winning.
RawAF.com. RawAF.com.
We're going out today and we're making blessing bags and we're so excited. So stay tuned. We'll have some more videos for you guys. Much love, and we'll see you guys next week.
Late.